Good morning. Hello and welcome to Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist Church in Pasadena. Welcome to all members, friends, and guests here in person and virtually. My name is May Colcord and I'm a member of your Board of Trustees. Neighborhood Church creates and grows an inclusive community of faith connected by love, spirit, and service. We acknowledge our presence on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Gabrielino Tongva peoples, the traditional caretakers of the lands and waters of this campus. With respect for the rights and wisdom of Indigenous people, we acknowledge our harmful colonial histories and commit to decolonizing our own practices, to learning new ways of being in community and with each other in good relationship with the Indigenous people of this land and with the land itself. Today's service is led by the Open Heart Grove chapter of CUPS, with music by Associate Music Director Wells Lang, tenor section leader Michael Fausto, and the neighborhood choir. Please take a moment to silence your devices as we begin our service. Thank you for joining us as we continue to prioritize connection over perfection in this hybrid service, which is streamed and recorded on YouTube. Families with young children are welcome in the sanctuary or the narthex. Our order of service and many extensive announcements are available as a link in the Sunday email posted in the narthex or through the QR code on the back of your hymnal. You can always get more information on these and many other activities at the welcome table. Again, welcome to Neighborhood Church, whoever you are and wherever you are in your spiritual journey. Welcome to this inclusive faith community connected by love, spirit, and service.
Good morning. I'm Gail Shand, a member of the Open Heart Grove leadership team. After going through winter, Mother Earth invites us to be reborn. Open Heart Grove is honored to host this spring Equinox Sunday service and be with you here today. Open Heart Grove is a chapter of the Covenant of Unitarian Universalist Pagans, also known as CUPS. We are committed to co-creating a spiritual home for those who want to explore earth-centered faiths, traditions, and philosophies. Thank you for joining us today. Come, let us worship together.
Good morning. We will now create sacred space. We will call the quarters and then light our chalice. Please feel free to face the direction of the quarter we are calling when we call it. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us as we sing or speak. We will begin with the winds of the east, which is behind me. Winds of the east, we are calling you. Come, come, come to us. Winds of the east, we are calling you. Come, come, come to us. Fires of the south, we are calling you. Come, come, come to us. Fires of the south, we are calling you. Come, come, come to us. Waters of the west, we are calling you. Come, come, come to us. Waters of the west, we are calling you. Come, come, come to us. Earth of the north, we are calling you. Come, come, come to us. Earth of the north, we are calling you. Come, come, come to us. Spirit of the center, we are calling you. Come, come, come to us. Spirit of the center, we are calling you. Come, come, come to us.
Good morning. Please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing our opening hymn, number 301, Touch the Earth, Reach the Sky.
renewal. There is discord. There is division, within and without. We need renewal to survive and to thrive as we are meant to do. A deep breathing can refresh and is a beginning, but healing takes more. Can we kindle the fire to create the light, passion, clarity, and depth we need to perceive the truth? What is the truth that sets us free? To say love is too easy an answer. The pain is there and can't be ignored without peril. The pain must be acknowledged, felt, understood, attended to, released. The energy of it needs to be moved through the body and mind of ourselves and the body politic before we can have the freedom to really love and heal. We've been and are devastated from what we see and feel of injury, illness, dis-ease to ourselves and our beloveds, including Gaia and her children. To heal, we need to stop the lies. Be open to seeing and speaking the truth, which isn't division, but unity. Embracing pain, holding the sobbing child to our breast. Perhaps we plant a seed that, if we nurture, can grow healthy and strong. A sequoia seed only opens and sprouts with fire and flame, yet can grow and mature to be a gentle giant, nurturing community through its crown and its roots. So too, we need community to heal. Not us versus them, but a joining of roots, of hand to hand, step by step, not force or pushing, but breathing deeply and inviting truth, synthesis, love, healing, renewal. Dare to be raw and vulnerable, stripped by the fire. Dare to be an embryo, a child. Dare to renew.
May I have all the children and youth forward for a story for all ages, please? Ernie, I see you back there. Come on up, buddy. It's camp weekend, so we don't have a lot of kids today. Come on up, kids. Don't be shy. Winter camp. Lots of kids are at winter camp. Yay! Brave souls. Thank you, brave souls. Thank you. So my story today is The Hugging Tree, a story about resilience by Jill Niemark, illustrated by Nicole Wong. Here they come, great. Grab a cushion, yeah. The Hugging Tree. Here's our opening scene. On a bleak and lonely rock, by a vast and mighty sea, grew a lonely little tree where no tree should ever be. How she got there, no one knew. She sprouted stems and little leaves as any tiny seed will do. There's hardly any dirt for me. No forest breeze, no birds, no bees. But I will do the best I can to make this rock my home. Her tiny roots pushed night and day, and bit by bit the rock gave way. A smidge, an inch, a foot, then two. She grew and grew and grew and grew. The ocean hugged the rocky shore. I like you near me, little tree. Let's keep each other company. Soft gold sunbeams kissed her crown, warm as honey pouring down. At night she raised her branches high to greet the moon up in the sky. I wax and wane, I ebb and flow, I cycle through from full to thin, and when I'm done, I start again. That's how life is, you know, says the moon. Our friendly moon talking. Yeah. One summer noon, a pair of loons landed on her canopy. A pretty tree, a sparkling tree. Shall we make this place our home and raise our baby chicks right here? The little tree warmed up with pride. She spread her branches high and wide. I'll be your home, she replied. And can you tell me if you've seen the forest where my family grew? We've built our nest in trees like you, quite far from here. And so you blew quite far many nights and many days. You flew on wind, just as we do. They built their nest, they laid their eggs, and soon 2 baby chicks were born. Summer passed, autumn too. The little tree turned red and gold. Then winter came with howling winds and cutting cold that broke her boughs. The loons flew south, the sea all ice, the rock all snow. The moon was lost in thunder clouds. Mighty cliff, hold me tight, don't let me be blown away. Little tree, with all my might, I'll hold you close night and day, says the cliff. Storms will come and storms will go. At last the sun melted the snow, and now the tree could not grow. The storm had torn her roots. The moon gazed down and softly said, sometimes we lose our way, but with some help we start again. And that's how life is, you know. And soon a boy came running by, skipping stones into the sea. When he saw the little tree, he stopped and stared. He touched the tiny leaves. He felt the ragged roots. He shook his head and said, I can bring you just what you need. I can help you, little tree. The boy wants to help the tree. A tree can't hug a boy. It has no arms or hands, but it can hug you with its heart, and it can, just as deep and warm. Every day the boy came back carrying a full backpack. From the pack, he took a tin and poured out rich brown earth. He packed the roots and tucked them in. He planted flowers round the tree and made a path for all to see. Now everyone will know that even on a granite cliff, a little tree can grow. And then he went to sleep and dreamed the things that boys dream of. Look how beautiful he made it with all the flowers and the path. Yeah. Now every day new people stop and rest beneath the little tree and dream of things we all dream of, and dream, to love, to share, to give, to dare, to grow just where we are. And that to this very day they come. And to this very day they come. For on a splendid sunny rock, by a warm and bright blue sea, a great big hugging tree grows just where she was meant to be. It's a good story, right? The end. My favorite thing about this story is that it tells us we need to grow right where we are, right? We can't control where we're planted, but we can control how we grow and do our best to grow up big and strong right where we are. And I'm glad you're all here. Okay, let's sing our children and youth out to their spiritual exploration classes.
Each Sunday, our congregation dedicates 100% of its contributions to 501c3 organizations or neighborhood church-based social justice activities that are making a difference in our community and the world. Each selected guest organization aligns with our community's mission and values and is nominated by church members who often are longtime volunteers and supporters of these change-making organizations. In addition to placing your donation in the plate, online giving is available using the QR code on the donations box just outside the sanctuary or by using the text instructions shown on the screen. If you wish to make a payment toward your pledge or contribute to church operations, make a note in the subject line or use an envelope available at the donation box. This week, our gifts will support Newcomers Access Center. Here to tell us more is our guest, Ann Thorward. Newcomers Access Center serves refugees and immigrants from 17 countries. NewcomersAccessCenter.org was founded over 7 years ago. Please welcome NAC's president, Ann Thorward.
Good morning. They told me I only have a few minutes, so I'll try to talk fast. My name is Ann Thorward. I am a member of this congregation, and I used to sing with the sanctuary singers, choir, whatever you're called. Thank you. And I just want to say that I live in Claremont, and that's an accident too. But anyway, Almost 8 years ago, some Syrian refugees appeared in our community, and a bunch of people got together, myself included, and trying to figure out a way to help them. And then we realized it wasn't just refugees. We needed to include immigrants. So a friend of mine had done a group in Detroit, and she brought me her annual book, $24 million or something, and we were just trying to raise enough money to print flyers. Anyway, Newcomers Access Center was born. We applied and we received, of course, our 501c3. We have many clients. We serve over 124 households right now. Some organizations, such as this congregation, may want to adopt a family or do one thing here and there. We have a whole list on the website, and you can pick this tiny card up at the table out there, and it has a great amount of information. We have families who've left because of war, trauma, drought, no food, and et cetera. And you know those stories. We have families who left Afghanistan, Egypt, Ukraine, different places, somehow found their way to South America and walked to the US border. And if you don't know about the Darien Gap, ask me about it later. It's an absolutely treacherous journey. And they've come, one family of 5 was sitting outside our office one morning before the staff came to work. They had heard from us. Most of our clients are referred to us by resettlement agencies and friends, other clients. And we are different in a respect that we accept all immigrants, regardless of their immigration status. Some organizations only serve asylum seekers, or people from a specific country, or people with a certain immigration status. We do ask our clients at the intake, what is their immigration status, because it gives us a sense of specific ways we can help. And we need, currently the last year we've been supplementing income, rent subsidies. We pay the rent subsidy directly to the landlord. It's averaging $5,000 to $7,000 a month that we're having to raise for that purpose. Some families have multiple graduate degrees, they're professionals in many ways, and because they aren't certified here in whatever their field is, they are working in a gas station, at the local mall, or wherever, and can't earn quite enough to pay their rent. So that's where the rent subsidy comes in. And you probably have a million questions, but the other thing, we need your help, not only monetarily, which is also wonderful, but we have a program to provide bikes and strollers and tutoring and just being a friend and all kinds of things. It's on the website. The end of April, we are going to have a gala. It's going to include a Latin jazz band, a magician, great MC, and auction items. Maybe you have that gold chalice that you've been meaning to donate for a long time. Anyway, there's information about the gala that's also on this website, and my dear friend Clyde Derrick has offered to put together a couple tables from this congregation who want to come and enjoy the fun together. Thank you for that. And just remember, it's newcomers with an S. We welcome them all. We welcome volunteers. We have about 185 volunteers whom we can call. They don't all do everything. Some only go to the airport. Some only do tutoring. Some only do grocery shopping. Volunteers get to pick what they want. And we are just very blessed I'm able to be here. And I want to tell you how this happened. Katie Goulding, who's not at the service, I don't think she was here this morning, read the article in the Los Angeles Times that was all about Newcomers Access Center. It was near the end of December. And if you want to read it, again, go to this tiny card with this wealth of information. Anyway, I'm blessed to be here, and thank you. Thank you, and thank you for our families. Thank you.
Will the volunteers please come forward?
Mount St. Helens, known as the Waletatla to the indigenous Cowlitz people, and Luit or Laulatla Clog to the Klickitat, is an active volcano located 52 miles northeast of Portland, Oregon, and 98 miles south of Seattle. On May 18th, a magnitude 5.1 earthquake triggered a massive collapse of the north face of the mountain. It was the largest known debris avalanche in recorded history. The magma in St. Helens burst into a large-scale pyroclastic flow that flattened vegetation and buildings over an area of 230 miles. More than 1.5 million metric tons of sulfur dioxide were released into the atmosphere. 57 people died. Volcanic ash drifted down over communities hundreds of miles away. The major eruption of May 18, 1980 remains the deadliest and most ecologically disruptive volcanic event in U.S. history. Today's reading is an excerpt from a book by Eric Wagner called After the Blast: The Ecological Recovery of Mount St. Helens. An innocent hypothesis. A couple of weeks after the eruption, on a bright morning in June, a helicopter lifted off from Vancouver, Washington, and headed towards the volcano. Riding in it were Jerry Franklin and Jen Sedell and Fred Swanson. Franklin and Sedell were ecologists with the U.S. Forest Service, and Swanson a geologist also with the agency. It was as if the volcano itself posed a question. What happens when every single living thing for hundreds of square miles, big and small, plant and animal, is burned away or buried, and nothing is left but rock and ash? Franklin and Sedell's hypothesis was that although it might take decades or even centuries, plants and animals were sure to return. Here then was an unprecedented opportunity to document how living things creep back in from the outside world. To test on the grandest of scales some of the oldest and most durable theories in ecology and evolution about how life responds to a massive disturbance. The helicopter flew past the still steaming crater, eventually settling close to Ryan Lake, about 12 miles distant. Franklin opened the helicopter's side door and hopped out. His boots sent up little puffs of ash. He glanced down, but instead of the gray he expected, he saw a bit of green poking up. He knelt. It was a plant shoot, maybe 2 or 3 inches tall. I'll be damned, Franklin thought. It was a fireweed. Fireweed is a common perennial plant with pink, red, or purple flowers, and can spread through the soil by means of a system of roots a few inches beneath the surface. The plant can regrow from as little as 1 inch or 2 of remnant root. The stalk grows quickly, up to 1 inch per day. Franklin considered this fireweed sprout so close to Mount St. Helens. It could not have come from a seed. Fireweed would not seed up for a couple of months. It had to come from a piece of root that survived under all the ash and debris.
Holding the Hope for One Another, adapted from a ritual by Reverend Erica Hewitt. Before we begin, does everyone have an index card and a pencil or writing implement? Please raise your hand if you do not, and the Truly Super Sunday team will, they're the Truly Super Sunday team, will bring one to you. You will need it for a writing activity. Yep, we got a few, got a couple, there we go. Okay, I got mine. Around the world, and for thousands of years, members of our human family have found ways to say, "You are not alone." Others have journeyed to the place where you find yourself, and we journey with you now. There are many ways for us to give one another strength, courage, and love. Your card is how we'll do that today. This is an exercise of care, trust, and vulnerability to name on paper a struggle in your life and the hope that lives inside you as you struggle. Do not write your name on your card. I will repeat that. Do not write your name on your card. But know that your hope and your hope alone will be read out loud later in the service by someone other than you. So try to write as clearly as possible. Let me say that again. So try to write as clearly as possible, and usually short. Use the card if you wish, but be brave enough to write the answer to these two questions. On the front, in my life, right now, I'm struggling with, and complete the sentence. On the front, in my life right now, I'm struggling with. On the back of the card, write, in that struggle, one thing I hope for is, I'll repeat, on the back of the card, write, in that struggle, one thing I hope for is, okay. On the front, in my life right now I'm struggling with. On the back, in that struggle, one thing I hope for is. Would the volunteers now please collect the cards?
I can start reading soon, though, but, you know, yeah. Anybody else still have a card? Raise your hand if you still do. Someone will come and collect it. And we've got lots of people up here, folks. Good, thank you. Yeah. In this community, we make one another brave. We give one another peace. We hold the hope for one another. As theologian Paul Waddell says, hope has to be seen to be believed. It has to be made visible. It has to be something we can feel and touch. We are called to be persons who embody hope for one another. We have to be each other's partners in hope. This is our way of being partners in hope. They'll be handing out the cards, shuffle them around a little, hand them out so you don't get your own, hopefully. And when you do, you'll be holding someone's struggle and their hope. Here they come. We'll need them up here too. Isn't this exciting? You're getting hope, like tangible. Okay, does anybody not have one yet? I know it's back here, they're coming. It's coming around the corner, once you come, coming around the corner. Okay, good. So, you're holding someone's struggle and their hope. Take a moment to read those words. You don't know who wrote them. If anybody else does not have a card, just raise your hand. Let's make sure. Yeah, I think they're still coming. You got it? Okay, good. So you don't know who wrote those words. This struggle and hope could belong to the person you most admire in this community. They could belong to the person who annoys you the most. Those words might have been written by the person sitting next to you. Take those words in and offer up loving kindness to the unknown person who made themselves vulnerable. Let us now be each other's partners in hope. Please turn to your neighbors, and if you're not close to someone, if you want to move, I invite you to move, get with someone else, and share out loud only the hope, not the struggle, only the hope written on your card. And I'll give you a little bit of time to share. So find someone to share with. guess I better call it. I think I better call it. What's beautiful about this exercise is that this part of it could go on forever because, see? We're generating hope. That's what's, there's this bubbling happening here. It's just really great and beautiful. So, please join me in a prayer and response. I will say, let us now be each other's partners in hope. And you will respond, we hold the hope for you. Let us now be each other's partners in hope. We hold the hope for you. Thank you. Namaste. Blessed be. Please take that card with you and put it somewhere so you'll encounter it again a few times this week. When you do, I invite you to imagine that unknown person in their struggle and send them your loving kindness. Keep holding that hope for them all week long. If for some reason you don't feel up to that, then please, I invite you to leave your card in a basket. Let us move forward, our lives and hearts intertwined in life-giving ways, grateful for this community of vulnerability, truth, and hope. Blessed be.
From struggle to hope. I hope you've enjoyed our journey today. I would like to acknowledge all of our leadership team, myself, BB, Gail, and Michaela. I'd also like to acknowledge the assistance of all of the chapter that helped as they could and were here in spirit or physically. As we come in circle together, we create sacred space. And as we leave a circle or disperse a circle, we exit sacred space. But we believe that we are always in sacred space because we are with Mother Earth and all of the elements. And so now as we say goodbye to the elements and all of the sacredness that we have created, we remember that it still is with us and in us and around us and always with us. This is Singing Down the Quarters. I invite those of you who know it to join us up front on the floor. It's a catchy little tune that we'll be singing twice. Please enjoy. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Aye, 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 oh, aye, oh, aye, oh, aye, oh. Aye, 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 oh, aye, oh, aye, oh, aye, oh. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Aye, aye. May the circle be open yet unbroken. May the Lord and the Lady be forever in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be. Let's extinguish the chalice together. Go ahead, it's a bit tight. Blessed be.